Willie D Live.
Have you ever done a show where you thought it was beneath you, but you did it anyway, and you actually learned from it?
So that's funny you asked. One of the best shows, and I coach some comics now. You know, I got an online course, and I coach comics, and I always try to teach them little things that I learned myself. So there was an audition for BET's Comic View, and they hyped us up and told us to come out and do all this. And my best friend Richard Pierre Louis, Haitian cat from Brooklyn, he lives out in Cali, does a million commercials now. He and our best friends, we went out there to this audition. It was just me, him, and one other comic. There was literally big space, 4 people there. Might be one of the best shows I ever had because we took the attitude like, yo, we're gonna do, and all I can remember, during my set was like for 4, and then everybody just kept cracking up. So I was able to just kind of really, really spread out and find myself comedically. So it made my set stronger because, some people come into a spot and you see a little bit of people, you don't want to perform. You're like, man, where's everybody at? We ain't take that attitude. So, sometimes comics like smaller crowds, I actually do sometimes, but when there's 2 people, 10 people, 10 million, I'm good.
But was it really 4 people?
It was really 4 people. There was 2 couples.
It was
2 couples. They had free pizza. We went home with pies.
So I'm assuming that you took advantage and made it interactive.
No, you did. I spoke a little bit more. The thing that they call now that's big is doing crowd work. So, but really, I dived knee deep into my performance, like really being able to flush out my jokes as opposed to a million people looking at you and you kind of get nervous or you get stuck on a word. Now you can take a breath, you can breathe, you can be like, let me retool that, whatever. So it was actually an opportunity with just a captive audience to just kind of go into your material. So I really didn't talk to them that much. Every once so often I would make mention to the fact there was 4 people in there and they would love that part, and then that would be like my little hook while I was doing my jokes.
Yeah, I got a lot of comedian friends, man, and one of the biggest misconceptions is that comedians are always on go. They're always laughing and joking, and I've never known that to be true, except maybe with like one guy, right? And I know like dozens and dozens of comedians, but I'm really good friends with several comedians. How do you push through a show when you're not feeling like funny? You don't feel funny. You don't feel like being funny. You're going through something. At this moment, you're going through something. How do you push through being funny?
So anybody in entertainment, and I don't think comedians are any exception, when you do what you love to do, like, while you're out there performing a song or if you're in the ring, because I know you have a boxing background, sometimes you take those things as therapeutic. So a lot of comics can do. I've been the sickest I've ever been. One time I was in Indiana doing a college, and I thought I would feel a little better, and I got off the flight, and I said, I'll take a nap, and they'll pick me up. I woke up sick as a dog, but when it was time to get on stage, the best performance, everybody was standing up and everything, and I was like falling back, like backstage. I was falling out, almost had to be taken to the doctor because I was so dehydrated and everything. But the adrenaline from that, so I've had times when there's been death in the family or situation with your girlfriend ain't right, you're not in a good headspace, but that stage cures everything. So most comedians, that's why you see a lot of guys have these dark episodes off stage, or they're not so approachable off stage, because really the stage is where they get their therapy.
I feel that before Bush would have died, we were standing outside of the hotel, and we were waiting on our driver to pull up. And I looked at him and I said, you sure you okay? At that time, I didn't know that he had cancer. He hadn't told us yet. I said, man, you sure? I said, you don't look well. And he was like, nah, I'm good. Like by the time I get on stage, it'll be good. Man, that man got on that stage and tore that motherfucking stage.
I'm telling you.
When I say one of his best performances, dude was spinning on top of his head, breakdance, everything. Like, I mean, killed it. One of his best performances.
And probably the fact that he knew that his time with us wasn't going to be that long, and all those things that factor in. I'm telling you, they should do a study and put some probes on whoever's on stage and just test the levels of adrenaline, because I'm telling you, it's just like, I mean, you could put it in a bottle and cure the world. It really is like that to be on stage. I mean, I'm sure you felt that yourself, but to see it in your counterpart and know later on that he was sick, yeah, absolutely.